Today, my friend and multimedia wizard, Alvin Jornada, came out to film Aries and I. Alvin is going to assist me in making a trailer for the documentary I plan to film next year when I ride Aries back to the range he was rounded up from. Enjoy the unique views Alvin got of Aries. I look forward to working with him. Today was also a big day for Aries. I decided that before I ride him, Aries needs to get over his fear of plastic bags. The ultimate lesson here is not just about conquering his fear of plastic bags, but it's about teaching him to control his emotions. One method of dealing with the plastic bag is what I'll call immersion. Most trainers would call this sacking out. Basically, he deals with the stimulus until he doesn't react to it anymore. This can be a dangerous exercise and should only be undertaken when you are in a controlled environment like a round pen and are fairly confident in your horse's ability to listen to you. Notice here that even though Aries is panicked, he is still listening to me through the rope. Living in the world of humans is a vastly more stimulating experience than grazing peacefully in the mountain ranges of Northern California and Nevada, with the exception of occasional lions running through your field. Because of this increased stimulation, Mustangs need to be taught how to deal with highly stimulating environments, learning not only to look to their rider for guidance, but also learning to deal with it on their own. At the end of the day, Aries was very tired, but he did make great improvements. Since Aries had had such a stimulating session the day before, I decided today would be a light review day. I haven't done much shoulder yielding with Aries by asking him to step over with my hands, but he picked up the idea fairly quickly. I wanted to make sure that the day's previous lesson had indeed helped him, so I tested his reaction to a smaller plastic bag on a stick, much like the ones used at the corrals. Aries was still very suspicious, but settled down to being touched much faster than the last time I had used the stick. He is still only tolerating the bag here, not accepting it. But this is definitely a step up from panic. It's going to take him a long time to get over his learned fear of the bag. But he is incredibly smart, and I have no doubt that once he's over it, pretty much nothing is going to scare him. I really like how he drops his head here. Nice sign of relaxation and trust. Okay, now for the mounting block. Almost every day I work with Aries, I get above him on the mounting block, so he gets used to it. I'm going to be in this position a lot. Right now, I use the fence to keep him from sidling away from me. He is definitely watching me and is a little unsure, but he stays pretty calm. One thing that can startle a horse is seeing you out of both eyes and being surprised. So I try to lean over and wave my arm in his other eye so he can see me. I went back to the plastic bag again. The more repetitions Aries gets, the faster he will learn to accept it. Aries is still very protective of his nose. It's hard to say why this is. He could have accidentally bumped it at the corrals, or he may just be that way. All horses have one or two or many quirks. I just try to be persistent and consistent in working with him on it. Since it was a light day, I decided to see if I could get Aries to use the pedestal in ways he hadn't done before. One all-encompassing lesson Aries needs to keep learning is that I can control his feet. That's how horses control one another, by moving each other's feet. I wanted to see if I could get him to step up on the pedestal, then step off with his front feet and put his hind feet on the pedestal. After a few awkward attempts, I was finally able to stop him when both hind feet were on the pedestal, and I praised him and released. He quickly understood what I wanted. Horses learn by guessing. They keep trying new things until you tell them that they have it right. The trick is to praise them the instant they get it right, and hope they figure out what you praised them for. By repeating the exercise, you can repeatedly reward the correct behavior. Eventually, I'll be able to stop him with all 4 feet on the pedestal. Then we will have 3 behaviors: front feet only, hind feet only, and all 4 feet. And just because we like to show off, here is Aries letting me rasp his hind foot on a hoof stand. That's a first. Aries continues to improve his leading skills. I am asking him to stay with me both on outside turns and inside turns. On the day we worked with the bags in Aries' stirrup, I had added a rear cinch or bucking strap to the saddle. He hasn't really seemed to notice it yet. Before I put my life in Aries' hands by getting on his back, I want to make double sure he is okay with things moving around and over him. The whip swinging by his face and eyes, for starters. Review of the new pedestal work. Got it on the first attempt. Some horses don't like monotonous repetition. Picasso, my domestic gelding, will actually start acting out if I repeat the same exercise too many times. If the horse does the exercise perfectly once or twice, move on. Do something they actually need to work on. I brought out some weighted saddlebags for Aries to try today, to see how he would like some weight flopping around on his back. I didn't think the weight would bother him. I figured it would be putting the bags on and getting them off. He was curious about them, but not overly concerned. Unfortunately, the sun was setting, and we soon lost the light. I continued to send Aries around in a circle. The bags were slightly unbalanced and kept sliding to the outside. I let them. I also let them fall off of him. Aries needs to be okay with stuff dropping off of him. I don't want to be in the middle of nowhere and drop a canteen accidentally and have him climb a tree. Good news? Falling objects don't seem to bother him.